rescued another Chibok girl alongside 3 other girls abducted within the theater. Theater Commander Operation Hadinkai Major General Christopher Musa presented the rescued persons and were supported with relief materials by NOAA President Salamatu Farouk Yahya at the command headquarters in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. Maimuna Garba reports.
Recently, troops on frontline are making headway into various terrorist enclaves to clear them, as a result of which captives are being rescued from the bondage. To this end, Theater Commander Operation Hadinkai, Major General Christopher Musa said on the 12th of this month, another Chibok girl, Aisha Grema, who is serial number 11 on the girls list, was rescued with her 4-year-old child by troops of Sector 1, 21 Special Armored Brigade Bama. The other 3 girls, he said, escaped from captivity and were found by troops on 9th August, namely Wanred Dampam from Jos Plateau State and Clares Hidal from Jamena, Chad, all abducted in 2020, while the third lady, Hawa, was traumatized and could not give any relevant information about herself.
We will continue to do the best we can. We know there's still so many of them out there, and then we will do everything possible to ensure we get all of them back. Including those ones that we had no idea they're abducted. We want to ensure everybody that's been abducted is released and back to his home so that they can enjoy with the family.
Troops of Sector 1 have been able to recover at least 6 of the Chibok girls. This brings the number to 6 within the last 2 months.
National President Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association NAOA, Salamatu Farouk Yahya, who was in Maiduguri to inaugurate developmental projects and empower women in the theater, met with the rescued girls where she presented relief items and cash assistance to them. In Maiduguri, Maimuna Garba, NTA News.
From Maiduguri, we take you to Makudi, where members of Operation Zenda of the Benue State Police Command have arrested 2 suspected kidnappers in our community along Otukpo Road, Makudi. Charles Saba reports.
Commissioner of Police Walid Abbas and the Special Advisor to the Governor of Security, Paul Himba, explained that 2 out of a 4-man gang of suspected kidnappers met their Waterloo along New Otukpo Road, where Operation Zenda of the Benue State Police Command intercepted them. They said the kidnappers had, over time, collected millions of naira from their victims as ransom.
We set out our drag nets. Unfortunately enough, the last operation they had, while they were trying to escape, although they couldn't succeed, while they were trying to escape, one of their telephone dropped. And that was what gave us the lead. The kingpin is on the run. We are very close to him, and by the special grace of before the week runs out, we'll get at him too.
They'll be operating in Makodi here. They specialize in kidnapping women. Their victims are usually women.
Former council chairman of Vandekia local government, Ibrahim Ano, narrated how his wife was in the den of the kidnappers for 9 days.
Being a mother that left a child of 2 years, I have to endure with them because they were communicating with me. They asked me for 25 million naira. When I complained, they said that I'm a businessman, that they have known me for a number of years. They know what I was and what I were and today what I am.
How much did you pay?
At the end of the day, I gave them 3 million naira with a bag.
Mr. Saondo, whose wife was also a victim of the alleged kidnappers, said she was abducted with his car and held for 7 days in their custody before security operatives secured her release. 2 of the apprehended kidnappers, Solomon Yove, 25, and Choho Teyema, 30, who confessed to the crime. Meanwhile, the facility around old NEPA quarters, Makudi, used by suspected kidnappers, has been demolished by the state government. In Makudi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
Similarly, Nigerian Air Force aircraft have struck a terrorist gathering at Kurebe in Shiroro local government area of Niger State after intelligence revealed that the terrorists had assembled for an important meeting hosted by Boko Haram terrorist commander Aminu Dunia. Sources revealed that the air strikes were conducted over the weekend, resulting in the death of many terrorists, though it remains unclear if Aminu Dunia was also neutralized in the strike. Recall that Kurebe is a non-terrorist haven as the local inhabitants vacated the villages in and around the area after the terrorists displaced them in 2021. The strike at Kurebe comes barely hours after coordinated joint air and ground operations which neutralized several terrorists operating around Damba Galbi axis in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State, with Nigerian army troops laying siege around the location while NAV aircraft carried out the air strikes. Not done yet with security matters. Interagency collaborations among security agencies in Yobe State are continuing to yield more positive results as government in the state handed over to the rightful owner a herd of cattle recovered from suspected rustlers. Yunusa Suleiman reports that 2 suspects were also apprehended in connection with the crime.
Suspects who allegedly rustled the cattle from Borno State were intercepted and taken into custody by security forces in Yobe State after exhibiting questionable characters. After a standing security committee appointed by government in the state deliberated and followed all due process, identified a 64-year-old Francis Kohul from Mubi in Adamawa State as the rightful owner of the 33 recovered cattle and officially hands them over to him.
The government of Yobe State is not only assisting the security agencies, but also organizing the platform where our security agency will have a better forum for interagency synergy, coordination, and collaboration, so that crime and criminality can be neutralized.
We have to send the security for their efforts, because their efforts have proved that in Yobe here, we have a good security.
Reacting to the development, Francis Kohul says the cattle from Mubi moved to Borno State for grazing before they were stolen, hence commended Yobe State government and security forces for their efforts at ensuring that cattle rustlers are denied freedom of movement in the state. These suspects, according to authorities in the state, will be charged to court for prosecution. In Damaturu, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
The Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, has ordered the deployment of watertight security to cover all schools, hospitals, health facilities, and critical national infrastructure around the country. A statement by the Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi says the IGP gave the directive while urging them to be civil, professional and humane in relating with the public in the course of discharging of their duties. The Assistant Inspector General of Police Zone 6, Kunlola Kamaldeen, has charged personnel of the Nigeria Police Force to be friendly in their approaches with the public while discharging their statutory duties. The IGP gave the charge while decorating 6 newly promoted Superintendent of Police officers at the Zone 6 headquarters, Calabar. Maureen Leo Ajom reports.
Recalling the recent development where the Nigeria Police Force has dismissed 3 of its officers for conduct contrary to the purpose for which the force was established and the mandate of the IGP administration, he charged the officers to maintain decorum in the discharge of their duties.
And we have spoken to the men to be civil to the members of the public, because these are the people that we are working for. We don't need to make them to hate us. We have advised them on how to behave so that the people, the public, will know that we are for them.
The AIG Zone 6 also charged perpetrators of electoral violence to desist henceforth or be prepared to face the consequences therein, assuring Nigerians of a peaceful conduct of 2023 general elections.
The message from the IGP is on how we are going to conduct this election free and fair without any favor to anybody, and how we are going to reduce thuggery and violence. And these are the messages that have been passed to all the leaders of the political parties and the members of the public. educating them on why peaceful election is important.
Among the 6 newly promoted officers is the Zone 6 Public Relations Officer Nelson Okpabi, who reiterated their commitment to deliver their duties in line with the provisions of the Nigerian Police Force Act. In Calabar, Maureen Leo Ajom, NTA News.
Elsewhere, no fewer than 442 parcels of crystal methamphetamine have been intercepted at the Sako shed of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos. The 11.90 kg consignment concealed in dried fish was set for Dubai, United Arab Emirates, before it was intercepted by NDLEA operatives with 1.45 kg cannabis seized within that period. Consequently, 2 suspects were arrested in connection with the seizures. Meanwhile, 7 suspects have been arrested in Enugu, Kaduna, Kano, Lagos and Abia states for their alleged trafficking of psychoactive substances, this to include pellets of cocaine, heroin and 1.1 million tramadol capsules, among others, while Lagos had the highest seizure of 1,773.25 kg cannabis sativa. The news at 10 is reaching you live on NTA News 24. More reports ahead. Please stay with us.
NTA News 24.
Thank you for staying with us on the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Let's now join our business desk for the latest news.
The African Continental Free Trade Area has launched a digital platform aimed at easing trade on the African continent. The platform, known as the AfCFTA Hub, is a clearinghouse for national, intergovernmental, private and public digital platforms to connect all businesses and drive the success of the free trade area. The hub is designed to grow into a single trusted directory for services and make AfCFTA the most inclusive free trade area in the world.
They are the ones enjoying, and the government is losing out on money. So we must block it and work together. We need this revenue.
In the face of dwindling revenues, the National Lottery Trust Fund has been challenged to serve as a catalyst for boosting government revenues and providing security to Nigerians through various social intervention programs. Permanent Secretary, Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Ibini Roberts, during a visit to the Trust Fund, is optimistic that a robust regulations of lottery activities will rake in substantial revenues that can be redistributed for the well-being of Nigerians.
The policies enhance revenue generation to government. We are to very critical times in the history of this nation, where revenue is now plowed back into the payment of debt.
In the global markets, firms are more cautious with cash amid economic uncertainty. A stock market recovery faces a new hurdle. As a result of the hurdles, JP Morgan and 10 other leading firms have all paused buyback plans while reporting second quarter results, deciding to hold on to cash instead, as the Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes risk driving the economy into a recession. With business news, Comfort Amodu.
The federal government says, apart from intensifying measures towards the release of all the train passengers abducted 6 months ago, the commencement of commercial services on the Abuja-Kaduna rail line depends largely on putting in place a robust security mechanism that will forestall a repeat of the ugly scenario. The Minister of Transportation, Muazu Jaji Sambu, re-echoed this in Lagos while also giving an update on the commencement of freight services on the standard gauge of the Lagos-Ibadan rail line. Michael Olale reports.
Many wins in the rail subsector are almost undermined by security challenges, but the zeal to overcome this problem is ever strong. Apart from exploring options to return to the beautiful old days of the rail transportation, resolving all hindrance to commence freight services on the standard gauge of the Lagos-Ibadan rail line is important to the minister. He gave assurance that delaying takeoff will be addressed as the project is key to the overall infrastructure development agenda of the federal government as contained in its 2021 to 2025 master plan.
This administration has underscored the importance of infrastructure by creating what is called the Presidential Infrastructure Development Fund, if you know, to drive certain priority legacy projects. There is no administration in this country that has invested in infrastructure like the Buhari administration.
On changing the tide of the trying times which has stalled services on the Abuja-Kaduna rail line, the minister said government is responding positively with security force in pulling forward.
We are also looking at the best world standard security system to put in place to ensure that forever such a thing will never happen again.
Expanding the rail network, completing ongoing projects and enhancing the welfare of rail workers, the minister assures are progressing. In Lagos, Michael Olale, NTA News.
Still from Lagos, Lagos State government will continue to leverage on vast experience of the United States of America to ensure an enhanced good governance, safe business environment and conducive foreign investments. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu gave the assurance while receiving the new United States Consul General Will Stevens at the State House in Marina, Lagos. Musa Toliat completes the report.
Talks between Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and the U.S. Consul General Will Stevens border largely on collaborative efforts to stem the tide of insecurity in Lagos and by extension the entire country, especially as Nigerians count down to 2023 general elections.
It's really about our people. It's really about ensuring that we can use our opportunity, to better the lives of our citizens, our businesses, in both jurisdictions and both countries. We will, I'm sure, over the period, deepen the relationship further and build, visible, clear visions for our citizens.
There were also discussions on strengthening trade relations and partnership in education, entertainment, cultural engagement, and other initiatives capable of attracting more investors to critical sectors of the economy.
Where we engage with Lagos State is similar to how we engage with the rest of Nigeria, where we're focused on three primary sectors. First and foremost here in Lagos State, as the Consul General, trade and investment, promoting bilateral trade and investment, helping Nigerian companies export to the U.S., U.S. companies export here, U.S. companies invest here, and Nigerian companies investing in the U.S., which raises all of our prosperity and helps us to improve relations, because those kind of economic relations are really the foundation of any partnership.
Consul General Will Stevens is the senior U.S. government representative in Nigeria responsible for leading and overseeing government activities that will enhance trade and investment relations across 17 southern states in the country. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
From Lagos, we take you to Kebbi, where the Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission, a HYPADEC, has concluded plans to train 916 Kebbi youth in the acquisition of different skills to enable them become self-reliant. The managing director of the commission, Abubakar Sadiq Yelwa, disclosed this during a two-day workshop for master trainers in Birnin Kebbi, the Kebbi state capital. Abdullahi Umaru Ilalu reports.
The Youth Transformation Program of Hyperdeck is meant for graduates and non-graduates who are to be trained for 3 and 6 months on different skills for self-reliance. Abubakar Sadiq Yelwa, represented, explained that the commission keyed into the President Muhammadu Buhari's youth empowerment initiatives by adopting the youth-centric approach toward delivering on its mandate of providing succor to communities ravaged by the prolonged effects of hydroelectric power production. He added that Hyperdeck has carefully designed the program, which marks a major milestone in assisting the youth to learn preferred skills that will enable them contribute meaningfully to the socio-economic development of their respective environment.
This program is for youth. It's for all of you. This will make you and prepare you to face challenges in life and to improve your lives also. Physically, mentally, spiritually, economically, and even socially.
Other stakeholders at the occasion explained that through initiatives like this, the attention of the youth can be refocused to divert their attention away from the negative tendencies in the society.
The Commission has designed 36 different trade areas, of which the applicant have selected different trade areas of their choice.
I cannot count the number of times I've attended programs by Hyperdeck that have direct impact on our lives, and especially the youth.
They called on all the participants to take their training seriously to achieve the desired result. Abdullah Omar Ilalu, NTA News.
Similarly, youth and women in Bauchi State are gradually being empowered by the state government through the Kaura Economic Empowerment Program. This time, 1,000 youths and women in Ningi and Warji local government areas received empowerment materials and cash. Mahmoud Mohammed reports.
Our Economic Empowerment Program is an initiative of the Bauchi State Government to address the challenge of unemployment, particularly amongst women and youths across the state. Warji and Ningi local government areas are the point of call for this phase of the scheme. 14 others haven't benefited. Cars, motorcycles, sewing and grinding machines are some of the empowerment materials the 1,000 beneficiaries will be going home with.
Designed to boost economic activity.
The state governor, Bala Muhammad, seems impressed with the outcome of the program, which started in July 2020.
The goal is to enhance access of the poor to financial services so as to boost the productivity of micro and small-scale enterprises, thereby reducing poverty.
Beneficiaries commended the governor for this and previous interventions aimed at improving their standard of living. So far, 8,000 people have benefited from the program across 16 local government areas. In Bauchi, Mahmoud Muhammad, NTA News.
It's still the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We'll be back with more reports after the break. Stay with us.
iPad, tablet and phone. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTA. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window to the world.
To every politician, as the campaigns gain momentum and passions begin to rise, remember, the errors of your opponents do not make you a success. Do not run down your opponent and inflame passions to violence between and among your supporters. What counts is what you plan to do for the electorate and how you intend to relieve the sufferings and bring succor. Nigeria is in dire need of patriotic leaders at all levels, leaders who will make national development their priority. Concentrate on telling the electorate what you intend to do when you get into office. Focus on making your vision clear to the electorate. Don't engage in verbal abuses, fake news, or speeches. Keep dealing with issues that will bring progress. You win the hearts and minds of the people by being above board, by being civil, patriotic, and showing empathy. Let's join hands to make the 2023 elections peaceful. A message from the National Orientation Agency.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview channel 264, or live streaming via www.visiontv.co.uk. And to watch NTA International in the USA, Canada, and Mexico, use the following satellite parameters. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
Our pastors, our imams, in every church, in every mosque, please realize that in the course of praying for peaceful and transparent elections, we all have duties beyond prayers. If we want a stable society before, during, and after the elections, what should you be saying to those that worship with you? All Sundays and all Fridays, you are saddled with the responsibility of bringing up good generations. It is therefore your duty to both man and God to ensure peace all the time, no matter about elections alone. People talk to people and people listen. Talk to your followers. Make them listen to ensure peaceful 2023 elections. This message from the National Orientation Agency.
In your rainforest, we will be highlighting one of the prevalent social issues in our society.